sale I've ever seen them do this year. And I have a code for you to get 40% off. That is their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale that they have going for only a limited time. And so this is a dietary supplement. It's for women ages 18 to 49. And they have other ones for other ages, but it's, you know, it's a dietary supplement. It's vegan, it's gluten-free, it's clean. The ingredients are traceable. They're very clear about the ingredients that they put in their multivitamins, and these are mint flavored as well, so it makes them going down a lot easier and smoother, and it tastes kind of good. This essentially fills any nutrient gaps that we may have in our diet. I know me, you guys know that sometimes I have kind of a sensitive tummy, and so there are certain things that I don't eat, but things that have nutritional value, but I just don't eat them. So something like this fills those gaps and makes sure that you're getting all the nutrients that you need. And this is especially good for this time of year because, you know, the holidays are coming up. I don't know about you, but I will be wearing my stretchy pants to Thanksgiving. I will be having more than one dessert. It's just how I do. But this will make sure that I am on track, that I am still getting all the nutrients I need, and I have really been enjoying it. So I take 2 a day. You can take it with or without food. I usually just take it right after I eat my breakfast, but you can take it whenever. I actually didn't take it yet today, so I'm gonna take it right after I film this video. But I've really been enjoying it. I can even smell the mint through the bottle. But I have a code, like I said, so if you use my code SOFTASMR40 at the link in the description, you will get 40% off. This is usually $33. I want to double check that for you. It's $33 usually, but with my code it is $19.80 for only a limited time. So I would love for you guys to check them out in the description box below if you feel so inclined. Thank you to Ritual for sponsoring this video, and without further ado, let's get into the life update. So, as you may or may not know, I just got back from my trip to Seattle, and I'm gonna just tell you a little bit about it because I had so much fun. I did make a vlog. I vlogged the entire trip, and that should be up on my second channel already when you are watching this. And I normally don't say this, but I would love if you guys went and watched it, just because 1, I think it'll make you smile, but 2, I worked really hard on it, probably harder than I have on any other vlog. And I was up until 3 a.m. editing it last night just because I was having so much fun, and I don't know, I love editing, and I love, you know, just making a finished product, and I was just in the zone. And so I will leave the link down below for you. You'll meet my cousins, you'll see the hike that we went on, the different like twilight things that we saw in Forks, and yeah, so I would love if you went and checked it out. But moving on from that, I had so much fun. I went with 2 of my cousins to celebrate my cousin Nina's birthday, and she is a big hiker, and so that's what she wanted to do for her birthday. And my hair is a mess today, sorry. But anyway, they were there for 8 days. I was there for 5. I was there from Wednesday to Sunday, so I got back last night, and the day going was a very long travel day. I left this apartment at 7:30 in the morning, and I got to our Airbnb in Forks at 8 p.m., which in East Coast time is 11 p.m. So from 7:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. I was traveling. It was a 6.5-hour flight, and then when my cousins picked me up, we had about a 4-hour drive from Seattle to Forks. My cousins had stayed in the Seattle area just to do like Mount Rainier and everything in Seattle, and then they were saving Forks for me me because I also love Twilight like they do, and so we were gonna experience that together. If you are not aware, Forks, Washington is where Twilight is based on. It wasn't filmed there, but it's based on Forks, Washington, which is a real place. And so we were gonna experience that together. So it was a very long travel day. Really, I didn't get to see or do anything that day. It was just traveling. But we got to our Airbnb, which you guys will see in the vlog. I gave you guys a little tour. But the next day, my first full day there, we hiked Mount Storm King, which is in Port Angeles, or like near Port Angeles, and I'm still sore. It is Monday. That trail or that hike was Thursday, and I'm still sore. Not like bad, but even like last night or yesterday morning, I was like waddling because my calves. It's quite high. It's not the highest mountain, obviously, but we did summit the peak, and it was a little over 2,000 feet in elevation gained. So it was really just like climbing upwards for about 2.5 hours, and then you also use a lot of muscle power coming down. It's very steep inclines, so you're just using like those leg muscles, your glutes, your hips, your calves. I may be on my treadmill every day, but it does not compare to climbing a mountain. And my cousins are like seasoned hikers, especially Nina, so they had like their walking sticks, and I was just like trucking along. But I mean, I did it. But yeah, your girl was hurting the next day. So we did the whole thing beginning to end in a little over 5 hours. The whole thing itself was a little under 5 miles, I believe. I burned over 1,000 calories. It was a lot. It was wild, but it was so cool, guys. You go up to the top, and it's just clouds. Like, you're above the clouds. You're up here, the clouds are here, and the views just, I mean, insane. It was worth all the pain. It was worth the sweat. I was like climbing up that thing, and I was like, Lord, give me strength, because I knew it was gonna be hard. I don't know hikes. I didn't know. I've never heard of this mountain before. Like, I am definitely a newbie. I'm not seasoned at all. Don't have a lot of experience. But my cousin did tell me that she told us it was a hard one. She was like, I can do it by myself, and we were like, no, you're not gonna do it by yourself, especially on your birthday. So we were like, it is your birthday, whatever you want to do, we'll do it. And she was like, no, but it's really hard. And we were like, that's okay. I knew it was gonna be hard, but I'm so glad I didn't know how hard it was gonna be, because I would have been dreading it. Yeah, halfway up, I was like, oh, what did I get myself into? But it was one of the hardest things I ever did, but one of the most rewarding. And when we got to the top, at a certain point, the trail, the maintained trail, ends. But you can continue to go further if you want to summit the peak, meaning if you want to get to the very tip top of the mountain, where there's nowhere else to go. And so Sierra and I, my cousin and I, we did that. We went all the way to the top, and they had a rope that was like, or multiple ropes tied to trees along the way up, to pull yourself up, because it was quite the incline. And then when we got closer to the top, the ropes just stopped. So we were literally like, it felt like rock climbing. We were like, you know, putting your foot where your last one was, and little by little, like scaling the side of the mountain. And then we got to the top, and again, the view's crazy. But it was funny. We got up there, and it was like I stepped foot on the peak, and immediately it started to rain. Which it wasn't heavy rain, but it was still raining. But then the wind started. Now you are up on the top of a mountain, above the clouds. That wind is no joke. It will knock you over. And you are at the top of a peak, and for a split second, maybe like 2 seconds, I had a moment of panic where I was like, uh-oh, tell the story. Like, the wind was no joke, and there were people up there, and so we were like following their example. So basically, when you feel the wind, you crouch on the floor, you get low, and then when you feel the wind stop, you get up, you move a little bit. If you feel the wind again, you crouch. And so that's how we got down. Literally, we got up there, we took pictures, I took a video for the vlog. The other people, well, we took their pictures, and then everybody collectively, we were all just like, alright, let's go. And we all kind of like climbed down together. And poor Nina, she like, because we weren't on our phones, and she had texted us like, you guys are okay, because she felt the weather. And we were like, yeah, actually we didn't even answer again because we weren't on our phone, so poor thing was like nervous. So we eventually came down, but it was so cool. We like packed lunch, ate it on the side of the mountain, and it was just so cool. We FaceTimed our moms up there, and we were done with all of that before, was it before 2 or before 3 in the afternoon? I think it was before 2. I think we got done at like 1:45 p.m. And so we were like spent, and we drove to like into Port Angeles, and found a place to eat. We found a little restaurant bar type thing, and we were, as you can imagine, like famished. So I didn't put this in the vlog, but because we just went in and ate, it was nothing really special. But I got this bowl of mac and cheese with breadcrumbs and grilled chicken. My cousin got tacos. I think Nina got fish and chips. We were just like, we needed food. And then that night we felt the froggy in my throat. We like showered, and then we were just like, I already felt the pain and the soreness already happening. And we made cookies and had some wine and watched the first Twilight movie, as one does in Forks. Then the next day we drove to the Hoa rainforest, and within the Hoa rainforest is the Hall of Mosses. I put it on my Instagram story, I'm sure some of you saw it. And it's essentially just a huge rainforest, and it was raining, and we did a little, it wasn't a hike, it was like a trail. I think it was only a mile, like 1.2 miles, and it was pretty much flat. And it was beautiful, and like being up there, even on the mountain, same thing. The air was so crisp, like I have never encountered air like that. It was light, it was crisp, it was clean, everything smelled good. It's just, that's like being in nature. It was just crazy. So beautiful. And then after that we were driving, and we see a little like pullover thing, and we see, actually my cousin spotted it, she was driving, she saw Bella's truck from the movie. So there was this little like souvenir informational like shop. So we pulled over. It was the Welcome to Fork sign was in front, and then the cars, and then we went in, and they gave us a map, like, oh, this is where you'll see Charlie's police cruiser and Dr. Cullen's parking spot at the hospital, blah, blah, blah. We didn't do all that, but it was just really cool. So we got to see the car, the one car that like it's based on the book version, and then the car that's in the movie, so they had both. So cool. And so we just did like things like that. We saw the treaty line, then we went to La Push, and like those beaches on the reservation, and just so beautiful. It was freezing on the beach though, obviously, and it was raining, so it was very cold. We got drenched, but so worth it. And then that night we came home, again showered, chilled, and we watched New Moon. Of course, that's what you do when you're in Forks. And then the next day, so this is Friday now, I'm getting my days mixed up. Thursday we went hiking, Friday we did that. Yeah, so then Saturday we had to check out of our Airbnb, and we were going to travel back to Seattle, and that's where we were going to stay in just like a hotel for the night, because we were all leaving the next day. And we went and visited the Pine Place in Seattle. I had never heard of it, but apparently a lot of people have. Like, my dad picked me up from the airport and he was like, oh yeah, of course I know that market. I was like, okay. I don't know much about Seattle, or I didn't know much about Seattle prior to this trip, but it's a huge market. It's like 4 floors. It also spans a couple of blocks, and people sell fresh fruit, fresh fish that, you know, comes right off the boat because it's right on the water. Different places to eat, like fashion things. It's just like a market where people buy a little space, a little storefront, and just sell their goodies. They had beautiful fresh flowers that everybody was buying. You guys know I love flowers, but I was getting on a plane the next day, so it just didn't feel worth it. But they were some of the most gorgeous bouquets I've ever seen. So we walked around for a couple hours. Then we found one of my cousins is vegan, so we found it's called Pine Place Chowder, and they had a vegan option. So we went there for her, got that for her. My 2 cousins both got chowder, and then I went to an Argentinian place and got some of their empanadas. Some of the best empanadas I've ever had. They were like clouds. They weren't crunchy at all. They were just soft and golden and beautiful, and they felt like pillows, and it was just so good. So we were there for a while. We all got some like little souvenirs. I got like some stickers, some magnets. I got some fuzzy socks that say Seattle. And then we also, I'm filming, it's a Monday at like 6 p.m. I'm never home at this time. I'm off today and tomorrow, so I'm filming. A lot of people, a lot of things going on, a lot of people getting home from work, so I apologize if you hear people flushing and more planes than usual, and I apologize, but hopefully it's not too distracting. Anyway, we were there for a couple hours. We saw the Ferris wheel on the water, and then eventually when we felt like it was time, we went and checked into our hotel, which was like 3 minutes from the airport. It was great, because I was leaving yesterday. I left at 11. My flight was at 11:15, and my cousins were like 2 or 3 hours after me, so they dropped me off and then took the rental car back, and then they were gonna catch their flight. So it's very nice of them to drop me off early. And that was it. Then came home. They tried to get me to take a later flight. The airport attendants. I was flying basic economy, and I was an unassigned seat, which happens sometimes, so you don't get your seat number until you arrive at your gate. So I went straight to the desk, and I said, hi, you know, I need a seat number, and I think I did it at the perfect time. So she was gonna give me my seat number, like my new boarding pass, and she was like, can I like offer, she said, like she was doing me a favor. She was like, can I offer you to volunteer to take the next flight, which was like 4 hours from then? And I was like, I would really like to get on this flight. She's like, oh, I'll offer you like an $800 gift card, which I was tempted because that's like a whole flight right there, more so. But I really just wanted to get home, so I said yes, you know, I'd really like to get on this flight. And she did. She made it happen. But I flew Delta, and normally Delta's really good, but I don't know, the beginning of the flight was messy. People were assigned the same seat, or this person wasn't in the system, or some people were just sitting in the wrong seat. Like, somebody was in my seat, and he was just on the other side of the aisle from me. So I said, don't worry, like, you can stay there, I'll just sit in your seat if you don't mind. And he was like, yeah, like, sorry. I didn't care. But it was just, there was a lot, it was like chaotic. And so we were supposed to leave at 11:15, and I don't think we left until like 11:35. But it was a really short flight on the way back. It was only like 4 hours because of the wind, tailwind, I guess. So yeah, made it home. So you'll get more of a grasp of the trip in the vlog. I would love for you guys to meet my cousins. I'd love to have them in a video. That'd be so fun. They're like 2 of the older older sisters I never had. One of them, I lived with her when I was a kid, so we're very close. So they're a fun time. So anyway, that was my trip to Seattle. What else is going on? I have something developing, something in the works that I'm not going to tell you anything about it at all until it happens. But I am like documenting it for my second channel in like a little vlog. So that's fun. Something with this camera though. So when we went to La Push, again, it was pouring and I was vlogging, and I think some water got in there because when I use like an external mic, it's fine, obviously, but the actual audio that comes out of my camera sounds a little different now. And so I gotta try to, I don't know, maybe take the case off and clean it or something because it sounds a little muffled, which is sad. I hope it didn't get water damage. So I will look into that, but I was listening back to some things that I recorded today and the thing that I'm not going to tell you about, and it sounded a little weird, so I need to really check on that because this camera is my baby and I do a lot with this camera, so I need it to be okay, I need it to be working. What else? I just realized today that Thanksgiving is next week. I thought it was 2 weeks from now. It's not. It's a week from when this video goes up, actually. And so that's crazy. I am in charge of bringing a dessert to my mom's house. So I have to figure out what the heck I want to make. She asked me today, she was like, I can send you a recipe for pineapple turnover, pineapple cake, something. And I was like, I said I'd really like to make something that like I enjoy eating as well. So I gotta figure it out. I don't know, but I love dessert, so I'm like, yes, I will be in charge of dessert. Totally fine. So I have to do that, figure that out. But it's nice because last week I only worked 2 days because I left for Seattle Wednesday. Then this week I'm only working Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the week after that is Thanksgiving. I'm only working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So basically for the whole month of November I'm not working a full week, and that makes me very happy. But it also means that this month is gonna fly by. So yeah, that's crazy. I usually do, so my parents are divorced, have been since I was 2, if you were new here. So I usually do like 2 separate things. So I usually go to my dad's house for Thanksgiving early, and then I stay there until about 3:30, and then I leave and I get to my mom's around 4:30, and then I spend the rest of the day there, and I'm probably gonna sleep there because my cousins are coming and they're gonna sleep there, and so my aunt is coming and her new boyfriend and my step siblings, and so yeah, it should be a full house. It's gonna be, I think, like 12 of us, which I love the holidays, and I love just having like my mom's house and my dad's house just filled with laughter and joy and the aroma of food and family. It just gives me the warm and fuzzies. Like, this is my favorite time of year, but I hate how fast it's going because that means it's gonna be over rather soon. I also need to start decorating for Christmas in here. And I am like, day after Thanksgiving, the decorations come out sort of thing, but because I'm not gonna be here, I'll probably be coming home like the Saturday after Thanksgiving. I kind of want it to be done, so now I'm thinking, should I decorate before Thanksgiving? Like the day before, like nothing crazy, but I kind of want to. I don't know. All of my Christmas stuff, like my tree and all my decorations, are at my dad's house in his basement because I just don't have the storage for it here. So yeah, gonna have to figure that out because I'm gonna have to go get that stuff at some point. But anyway, those are just the thoughts going on in my brain. And what else? Tomorrow's Tuesday, I am off, and I am going to a like life group, or like a small group at my church that I been to before. It's for people in their 20s and 30s, so for young adults, and I'm so excited to go and just meet people. I've heard so many good things about it, and a couple of people that I have met so far, they go and they love it. It's at like 7:30 at night, and they hang out for a little bit, and then some of them like go out afterwards to like get a bite or like go to the diner or whatever. And I am really, like you guys know, I am in the season of like making new friends, finding new friends, not to replace my old ones, but just in addition. And I just feel like I need that in my life, and so I'm really excited. I am nervous because again, I don't know many people. I have like one girl that I know that's very sweet, so I'm gonna text her tomorrow just to like remind her that I'm coming. So at least I'll know like one person, and she has been going to this church for a while, so she knows a lot of people. So I know that I'm gonna meet a lot of people tomorrow night, and I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I think it's gonna be good. I've never had a bad experience at this church so far, and every time I leave really happy, and I leave with, you know, just like knowledge of more people, like learning people's faces and their names and learning more about them and all the things. So I have been wanting to do this since July, and it is November, so I put it off for a while, but I'm doing it, and I'm very excited. Again, like I said, nervous but excited. So when you see this video, it will already have happened, so I hope it went well. I'm sure it did. And then on the same note, on a similar note, this Saturday morning, every Saturday morning, my church offers a workout class just for women, which is amazing. And I am gonna go. I have to sign up, but I think I'm gonna go this Saturday. It's early, but we're gonna do it. And I hope to get into the habit of going every Saturday and meeting more women, and just more fellowship, and also getting an extra workout in. Doesn't hurt anybody. And I have nothing really planned this Saturday. I think I'm gonna go to the workout class. I want to go to Target and look at some Christmassy stuff, and you know, I need a chill weekend, so it'll be good. So that's what's going on. I've a lot of new things, new experiences, new people, new chapters. I saw something I think I saw it on Instagram actually. I saw it on Sunday, and it said something like, it was like quoting God, but not really quoting God. But it just said something like, this year I made you strong, next year I'm gonna make you happy. And I don't know why, it just like really stood out to me, and I read it a couple times, and I feel like, not that I'm not happy right now, because I am, but this year was a year of growth, of finding myself, of, I don't know, just growth and falling in love with myself, and figuring out what I want, what I truly want out of life, and becoming the woman that I am meant to be, and blah 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 blah. And I feel like I accomplished all of that. Like I feel good, and now this year, like 2024, this year coming, I just feel like it's gonna be full of such joy and such abundance. Not that it's gonna be perfect, not that there aren't going to be trials and hard things, but I don't know, I just have a really good feeling about it, and I'm excited to see, you know, the friendships I form. I want to tell you guys what I'm like thinking of doing, but I'm not gonna spoil it. Not gonna tell you until it happens. But just, I don't know, good things, exciting things. So here's 2 new chapters. I think, in talking to you just now, I think I decided that I'm gonna do a what I learned in 2023 video, because girl, we could sit here for like 5 hours and talk about it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do that video as a way to like wrap up the year. But I feel like I've rambled on enough, so I will end this video here, and thank you again to Ritual for sponsoring this video. Remember guys, use my code SOFTASMR40 at the link in the description to shop their Black Friday Cyber Monday sale and get 40% off. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video.